Welcome to the Deep Dive on Tech Talk Central. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Sarah, and today, well, we're diving into bookshelf speakers, pitting two really popular ones against each other.
That's right. We've got the Amazon pages up for the Audioengine A5 Plus and the ELAC Debut 3.0 DB63-BK.
Yep.
Our mission, basically, is to cut through all the specs, the marketing talk, and really dig into what the product details and, importantly, what the customer reviews are saying. Give you the real picture.
Yeah, think of it like getting the essence of hundreds of reviews and specs all boiled down.
Okay, let's unpack this then. It's a pretty interesting head-to-head, actually.
It really is, because, and this is key, they're listed at the same price in the sources we looked at. But they are fundamentally different kinds of speakers.
Totally different beasts.
One's like a whole sister in a box, the other, not so much. Let's start with the all-in-one, the Audioengine A5 Plus Presh.
Right, the A5 Plus wireless Bluetooth speakers.
Yeah.
Straight away, you see they're powered. That's the big signpost. Amps built right in.
Exactly. It's got a Class AB amplifier inside, which, is pretty standard, decent quality amp type. Specs say 150 watts max output.
Okay.
And they've got 5-inch aramid fiber woofers, 0.75-inch silk tweeters.
And connectivity seems like a huge selling point for these. They talk up the Bluetooth aptX HD.
Yeah, the high-res wireless.
Right, supposed range up to 100 feet. Plus, you still get your wired inputs, RCA, and a 3.5mm O. It's all about making it easy, seems like.
Oh, definitely. The marketing hits that hard. Room filling, high fidelity, even custom tuned by musicians. And that plug-and-play idea, it's clearly aimed at someone who just wants sound without messing with separate amps and stuff.
They also make a big deal about the build. You see mentions of wood cabinets, supposed to reduce distortion.
And that fancy finish, the 13-step hand-painted piano gloss.
Yeah, sounds premium. Real wood, bamboo options, white finish. They look nice in the pictures.
And they mention USA-based design and support, plus you can add extras later, like their S8 sub or a DD.
Ah, okay. So some expansion is possible.
Yeah, and they even suggest using stands. So still benefits from good setup, even though it's simple.
Okay, so that's the official story. What are the actual users saying? The Amazon reviews. Pretty solid, 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
That's from, over 1,800 ratings.
Yeah, mostly really positive. People talk a lot about the sound quality, often kind of surprised by the bass from just a 5-inch woofer.
Good for the size, yeah.
Exactly. Good mid-range, and imaging comes up a lot, that sense of space.
Value for money seems to be a recurring theme, too.
Yeah.
And the build quality. People say they're built like tanks.
Durable. Look good, too, apparently. The finishes get mentioned positively. Functionality, clarity, tight clarity, crisp highs and lows, that kind of language.
But it's not all perfect, right?
Yeah.
What are the downsides people mention?
Well, size can be one. Some people find them a bit big, maybe for a desk setup. Others think they're fine. Depends on your space, I guess.
Okay.
And a few specific things. Some reviews mention a popping noise with the auto shut-off feature.
Okay.
And the power switch being on the back could be annoying.
Yeah, I can see that.
There was also one interesting review questioning the Bluetooth, saying, well, you still need a wire between the speakers, so it's not truly wireless.
Ah, good point. Like not battery-powered individual units.
Right. And that reviewer felt the wired connection might even sound a bit better.
Oh.
But an older review mentioned overheating, but apparently the A5 Plus model fixed that.
Okay, got it. So that's the Audioengine A5 Plus Aeriscope. Powered, convenient, stylish, generally well-liked with a few quirks.
Pretty much sums it up.
Now, let's switch gears completely. The ELAC Debut 3.0 DB63-BK. The big headline here. These are passive speakers.
Totally passive, no built-in amp. You absolutely positively need an external amplifier or AV receiver to make these work.
Big difference. So specs,
Yeah.
they take up to 120 watts input power. They've got bigger woofers, 6.5-inch aramid fiber, and 1-inch aluminum dome tweeters. Different material there, too.
Yeah, aluminum versus the silk in the Audioengines can give a different character to the highs. And it's a two-way bass reflex design. Standard bookshelf stuff. Port for bass.
Connectivity is simple, just speaker wire terminals. And the impedance is 6 ohms, which they call easy to drive.
Which generally means you don't need a super high power expensive amp, but, a decent one will still make them sound better.
So what's ELA's pitch with these?
It's part of their Debut 3.0 series. They're aiming for exceptional style and legendary sound, but at an affordable audio price. The focus is really on the driver tech.
Like the aluminum tweeter.
Yeah, designed for clarity, detail, wide dispersion, making the soundstage seem bigger. And that aramid fiber woofer, they claim it's stiffer and damps better than other materials for smoother, deeper bass.
They also talk about internal bracing in the cabinet.
Right, to cut down on vibrations that can muddy the sound. It's all about making the speaker itself perform well, assuming you provide good power. Magnetic grills, too, for a clean look.
So it's very much focused on being a high-quality component in the system.
Exactly. The whole philosophy is different. You buy these because you want to choose your own amp.
Okay, and the customers. How do they rate these? The Amazon score is actually a bit higher, 4.7 out of 5 stars.
And from way more reviews, too, over 2,400 in the source data.
Wow. Okay, so what are people raving about?
Sound quality, overwhelmingly, especially the bass. For bookshelf speakers, people are saying things like, sound freaking huge E, deep, tight bass.
From a 6.5-inch woofer, that's more expected, but still impressive if true.
Yeah. Then clarity again. Detailed highs, clear mids, people saying they hear stuff in music they hadn't noticed before.
That's always a good sign.
Value for money comes up a lot,
Yep.
but often framed as, like, amazing for budget speakers. Comparisons to much more expensive speakers are pretty common in the reviews. KEF LS50 Metas got mentioned.
Really? That's high praise.
Definitely. Build quality also gets props. Heavy, solid, like cinder blocks, one review said. Compact size is like 2, balanced sound overall.
Anything interesting in the details?
Well, the need for a break-in period gets mentioned quite a bit, like 40 hours or more before they really open up.
Oh, okay. Common with some speakers.
And there's discussion about pairing them with different amps, how much they respond to good amplification. Some people even talk about swapping internal parts, like op amps, which really shows you the kind of user they attract.
Right, the enthusiast, the tweaker.
Yeah. Downsides. Some noted they can be revealing of bad recordings or low-quality sources like some YouTube audio because they're so clear.
Makes sense. And one person mentioned confusing pricing on Amazon at some point.
Minor stuff, mostly. The main thing is you need that amp.
Okay, let's put them side by side then. This is where it gets really interesting, like you said.
Yeah, the price. $499 listed for both in our sources. But wow, what different things you get for that money.
Exactly. Audioengine A5 Plus, powered, Bluetooth, amp included. Plug it in, pair your phone, boom, music.
ELAC DB63-BK. Passive speakers only. Need an amp, need speaker wire, need source components connected to that amp.
So spec comparison. A5 Plus has the 5-inch woofer, ELAC the 6.5-inch. Likely why the ELAC gets more bass praise.
Tweeters, too. Silk dome on the A5 Plus low, aluminum dome on the ELA. Silk often sounds smoother, aluminum may be more detailed or bright, depending on the design.
And the ELAC specs suggest it goes lower and higher in frequency response.
Feature-wise, A5 Plus wins on convenience, hands down. Bluetooth, inputs, integrated system. ELAC's features are all about potential sound quality, the drivers, the cabinet build.
Customer ratings, both excellent.
Right.
But ELAC edges it slightly on average score and has way more reviews.
Right. Both praise for sound build value, but the flavor is different. ELAC focuses on that deep bass, clarity, comparing it to high-end stuff. A5 Plus praise is often about great sound for an easy, all-in-one system.
So the value proposition, it's completely different
Yeah,
here.
totally. That $499 for the A5 Plus is your total cost to get started, pretty much. That $499 for the ELAs, well, that's just the beginning. You need to budget for an amplifier, maybe speaker stands, cables.
Could easily double the cost, or more, depending on the amp you choose.
Easily. But, and this is the trade-off, with the ELACs, because they're passive, you can upgrade your amplifier later, maybe get a really good one, and potentially get even better sound out of those same speakers.
Right, you can't do that with the A5 Plus amp. The amp is what it is.
Exactly. The A5 Plus value is the convenience, the package deal. The ELAC's value is the potential performance of the speaker itself as a component.
So how does someone listening decide, what does this mean for you?
Well, if you just want good sound, simply easily, plug and play, wireless streaming right away, the Audioengine A5 Plus looks designed precisely for you. It's the complete package.
If you maybe already have an amplifier receiver you like, or you enjoy building the system piece by piece, and you want speakers that might scale up with better amplification later.
Then the ELAC DB63-BK offers potentially higher performance as a speaker component for that same initial $499 price. You just have to bring your own power.
You also got to think about your space, right? Desk versus living room, and how you listen, mostly Bluetooth or wired sources.
Your current setup and how you like to listen really guides which approach makes more sense, even if the price tag on the speakers themselves is identical.
It really highlights that value isn't just the number on the price sticker.
Not at all. It's the whole picture. What you get, what else you need, how it fits.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the Audioengine A5 Plus versus the ELAC DB63-BK. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks. And maybe a final thought to chew on based on all this.
Go for it.
Since they cost the same upfront, but one needs potentially hundreds more spent on amplification, does real value in audio mean getting that complete, convenient package? Or is it investing in the speaker part that might offer more sonic headroom down the line, even if the total system costs more initially?
Good question. Something for you to definitely mull over when you're looking at audio gear.
For sure.
We hope this deep dive was useful for you. If you want to check out the latest prices or deals on either the Audioengine A5 Plus or the ELAC DB63-BK, make sure to look for the links down in the description below.
And hey, if you found this helpful, we'd love it if you'd subscribe to the Tech Talk Central channel. We do more deep dives like this all the time.
We'll catch you on the next one.